Alright, next step, we have our water about 155 or so degrees, close enough. You just don't want to boil the grains. That's the big thing, just don't boil them. You just want it close to 155 because that's converting the starches from the grain into sugars, is what the yeast feeds off of to make your alcohol content. So I'm going to go ahead and add some specialty grains in a bag here. Alright, got the grains in the bag. Mountain bike handlebar. You can use any kind of bar you want to, or you can rig anything up that you can for yourself. I'm just going to have this suspended down in the water instead of having it float freely. Tie this up. Alright, now we're just going to add this down into our water, like so. Alright, so if you get a close look on there, you'll see the grains are in the water. Now we're just going to let this sit for anywhere 20 to 30 minutes, just depending on how much color you want to impart, just to get all the starches out there. So check back in 30 minutes.
Is it hot?
Yes, it is. I don't have any sense to put a glove or something on. Alright. Now we've steeped the grains for about a half hour. There's your spent grains. All the sugar should be out, so we'll just discard these to the side for right now. Your next step is going to be to add the extract. Since we're doing raspberry wheat, we're going with the wheat extract. This is a little heavy and a little thick. It comes out a little slow, so you might want to run some hot water over it for a little while, just trying to soften up a little bit. Let me go ahead and get my paddle over here. Very important thing is when you're pouring it in, you want to make sure you keep it stirring, because you don't want it to scorch on the bottom of your tank. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go ahead and take the lid off here and pour this in. Alright, most of our extract has been added. A little handy hint, what you can do, you can take your the bottle that it came in just to get the last little bit out, and then just dip it down into the liquid itself. That way that hot water will help dissolve some of the residue from the inside of the container. And then just keep pouring it back in there just so you can get all the extract you can out of there. Because the more extract in there you're going to have, the more flavor you're going to have. So just give it a little stir just to make sure it's all dissolved. And you can see the color starting to get more of a wheat tone to it. Okay. Seems like it's pretty well dissolved. So what we'll do now, we're going to turn the heat back on here. Alright, now the heat's been added, we're just going to bring this up to a rolling boil. And once we hit the rolling boil, we're going to add the first layer of hops, and those will be in there for roughly 60 minutes. As far as the extract goes, there's two different kind of extracts you'll have as well. You got a dry malt extract, which would be a powdery type substance, and then what I had was the liquid. They're both pretty much the same as far as flavors go. But if you buy a kit or anything like that, some come with liquid, some come with dry. It really just depends. You can especially order anything that you're comfortable with yourself. So now we'll just wait until this brings up to boil, and then I'll add some hops.